Hi friends, David here from Above AVL and Learn Stage Lighting. And today we are going to talk about, this is something I'm actually really excited about. What's in the box? What's in the box? We're going to find out because this is a product that I've known about for a while and it had been on my radar probably for a year. I don't know, maybe longer. And I just, kind of was like, that looks interesting. I wonder if it's any good. And so today we're going to figure that out. We're looking at the ColorKey LS8 lighting stand, and there's also an LS6, a 6 foot and an 8 foot. Let's dive in. Okay, so what caught my eye about these things, what makes them a little bit unique, is that they are what looks like a truss upright, because you see people all the time, right, do truss like this with DJ setups, band setups, churches. They put those up behind the band on stage, behind the stage, and they stick some uplights in them, like this ColorKey Mobile Par X4, and you know off to the races they go. But the problem is, especially if you just need a couple pieces of truss, is it gets really expensive, especially on the shipping side. But even the truss itself is pretty expensive. Okay. And then you're like, okay, what if I need to move it in a car? Right? Like your host. Like it's just not gonna happen. Right. So what ColorKey did is they said, you know what? You can get the same look, but for situations where you don't need the weight capacity, you don't need the strength of a true piece of truss, you go, you know what? This could really work. So I have just opened this box, just pulled it out of its shipping box and got the inner box here. And we're gonna take a look at this. So it looks like we've got some instructions. That's good because this is like the first time I've opened this. We have a white and a black, a white scrim. I believe they sell a black one. And then we've got a bag for it for when we're done with it. We're gonna put it away. Okay, so actually feels like a good quality bag. I like it. So we're gonna set that aside just because we're gonna put it together here in this video. Okay, and then we've got the stand itself. So it's a white frame and we got some various hardware. So let's see how bad this is to put together or if we like it. Oh, but wait, there's more. So I've got this frame here, and then I believe the top and bottom is still in here. So let's just set the frame up here. And all the silica gel in the world, which I've never had any desire to eat, despite what it says on there. Maybe you're in the same boat. So we've got these bases in another cardboard sleeve. Okay. Hopefully this video is not just you staring at my backside the whole time. Oh, let's put this thing together. So I very clearly have some bases here. So get those guys opened. And hopefully this isn't boring, but if it is, you can look at the bottom of the video. There's always navigation to get to when we actually light it up and we're finished. But part of, if you're considering buying something like this, part of the evaluation is always going to be, hey, how hard or easy is it to put together, to work with, right? This stuff matters. We basically have, you can see here, this is a square base that is hinged. It is about 2 foot, maybe 2.5 foot squared. Okay, but you can check the specs on that. Right, so it is hinged, looks nice, got some welds there to a regular hinge. They're not trying to reinvent the wheel. It works. Then we've got the top, which is like a 12-inch. Okay, so we can even look at this. Yeah, somewhere around there. And then we'll actually look at the instructions. So some of the cool things about this stand are, there have been some other stands on the market that I really like that just get so expensive, especially with the shipping costs. And they've packaged this really well so that it can be offered at a reasonable price with free shipping, and we don't lose money, right? So the cool thing about it is you get the base on top, you can put a light up there, but there's also an adapter in the box to do a speaker. Okay, so speaker stand adapter. And so now I just have to find where in the world the hardware fell. Oh, it's on the frame itself. So let's look at the instructions. So there's 4 long bolts to attach the base plate. There's a short bolt to attach the speaker mount to the top. There are shorter bolts to attach the top plate. There are some non-slip foam pads for the top plate. So if you're putting a light on it, that makes sense. A lot of people ratchet strap it down. It doesn't look great. I kind of still would gently, but that helps. Okay. And so base plate on the floor. So why the base plate on the floor hinges up. And we're going to go ahead and open these guys up. Nice powder coating on these too. It's not cheap. Like there are products, I'm not going to say them here, from other brands that have powder coating that I literally have seen. Like every time you get a shipment of these products, you open it and the powder coating's chipped off and you just like breathe on it and the powder coating chips off. And that's no good if you're going to use it. Granted, this frame is on the inside, so you don't actually see it. You want it to be presentable, right? All right. So we've got speaker adapter, got some other hardware. We'll find out what all this is momentarily. Bag o' bolts. Pull that off the rest of the way. Shrink wrap off. Looking good. So essentially, these frames are going to bolt in, and then they've got pins here to go up to full height. So I'm sitting here, it's a 8-foot stand, and I'm sitting here at probably about 4 feet, right? Because I'm 6 feet tall, 6'1", and so yeah, that's about right. And so you just got a couple pins here, which you can grab with one hand, which is good if you don't have a friend. Okay, sorry if you don't have friends, but if you don't have a friend with you, pop the pins, pull it up. A little stuck the first time, should get easier with more use. Okay, so as noted, bolts, this is nice. Okay, they've thought through this because this is the first time I've done this, as I mentioned. So I grab my bolts and I go, okay, there should be 4 long ones and 4 short ones. Uh-oh, they literally look the same. Oh, but there's 4 that have nuts on them. Okay, the ones without nuts are just like, they're a little longer. I'm not sure long and short is the best way to delineate the difference because that's not quite it. Okay, so this fell. So I put this in, and yeah, there's larger holes on the bottom to help you get it close to where it's supposed to be. Good. And we'll insert this one. Yep, it's catching threads. I like it. That was not too hard. Grab the other side and help it catch some threads. So yeah, fish around a little. It's pretty easy to find the threads just because there's a larger circle on the bottom that goes around this bolt that's welded in. And so that's good. Just tighten those guys up with the thumb screws. I would say if anything's going to break on this, it's these thumb screws, but I betcha if you write to Friendly ColorKey, they've got the part and it's like a couple bucks, and they're not that cheap. They're not going to break tomorrow. So now we do the other side. Reminds me of the song my 4-year-old sings. We're not going to bless you with that honor here, with that beautiful, slightly annoying song. Washer is kind of built in on the top here. It's like there's a washer built into the plastic knob, so you don't really need a washer, unless you're not going to crush this tubing, because it is definitely, I assume it's steel. It's not overly heavy, but it's, got some oomph to it. Okay, we got those nice and tight. So yeah, that feels good. It feels secure. So now short bolt for the top place. We're just gonna pull this guy down. Okie dokie. Top plate. I'm imagining that the bolty side is gonna go down. Yes, because that inserts, of course, into the larger hole of the base of the leg. So that makes sense. So we got this guy. We'll just line him up so they all sit into a larger hole, because now we're going to come from the bottom and thread that, and it's not bad getting around the pins. Actually, I'll turn sideways here, and then the bolt itself just barely clears, just barely sticks up. Not bad at all. Any fixture is gonna have rubber feet on it. So you can see here, we've got the pins for raising it. Okay, getting by those, you just got to do a little something, but it's not too bad. Okay. So we'll tighten that up, and then we're just going to fast forward until I've done all 4 of these, because nobody wants to sit here and watch this. Give them all a quick little tighten. Okay, next step. Oh, duh. So I was like, hey, you can pull both these pins with a single hand, but you don't need to because it's the kind where you just pull it and turn it, and then it sits in the lock position. Okay. And so now you see I can go up, and there's all these different heights. So I'm going up to 8 total. So when you're almost there, I'm assuming there's going to be a stop point. All right, color key. I would love to see like a sticker that says stop because I think I'm at 8 feet here, but I don't want to pull it out, and I don't see anything that says stop, but I think a sticker is going to fall off. So you're just going to have to work with it. But then you basically get up to full height, you pop the pins back in the receiver, and then you should just be able to give it a little whoop-de-doo, and they all pop in. Just come on in, boom, they're good to go. And so as you can see, I've got an 8-foot lighting stand here. Definitely something, in a lot of situations like here, okay, the floor is not perfectly level. So you might shim it a little, might sandbag it. But then we've got our top piece. So 2 optional bits are, there are these little pieces of metal that are EVA coated, non-slip. You can stick those on the top if you have something on there that just needs a little extra grip. And then there's the speaker stand adapter. So we'll show you that. And that just threads on the top as well. It is white, as the whole stand is, but you could always stick some gaff tape over it. Actually, what you want to stick over it is grade A gaff tape. If you use gaff tape and you have not tried grade A, what are you waiting for? It's well priced. It's great quality. We've got lots of people reordering it. Go get it from Above AVL today. But you've got that. You've got some cable ties. We've got better cable ties, but they're fine. And then last but not least, make sure your hands are clean, and we got the cover, right? So obviously you're going to cover it up. This is going to work like any other spandex cover on a truss, which if you've never done that before, it means you just got a big old sock like this. And what I would do, yeah, should work fine, is just fully unpin this. Okay. And you could do it in the upright position, but what I think is way easier is just to fully unpin it. Obviously, the top section travels, the bottom section does not. So I'm gonna take this guy and pop him over. So literally, you just pop it all on top there. Down, down, down you go. Way down. Hey, that was on that Elvis album years ago that remastered. Way down. It's a good one. Not even that big of an Elvis fan due to a show I did many times. So now, see, I've got it on the bottom half. And we can go back up. That's how I would do it at least. Take it to whatever height I need it to. So we're pretty close to, I think this is, yeah, that looks like 8 feet. Snuggle it in. Sock up. Of course, if you were sticking something on top of it, you would have a ladder or something. Or, I'm not going to say it. Stand on a road case. Oops. And then last but not least, we need some lumens, right? So we're going to stick a light in it. So I'll come down to the bottom, lift it up a little, stick a light into it. And you see here, even with a light that's not super duper bright, under a studio light that is really bright, we get a really nice glow. So let's actually go ahead, kill the studio light. Okay. And as you can see, it looks real nice. We get a really nice fade in here. Maybe even, hey, not bright enough, grab a second fixture, double it up on the front. And you see we get a really nice glow coming through this light. But it's the most compact totem or truss type stand I've seen. It feels pretty secure. Again, sandbag it in a lot of cases. You can put a speaker on the top of it and use it as a speaker stand. I think this one's a real winner. So if you want to check this one out, we've got them on our site. The pricing on these really, when you have to think about shipping it and all that jazz, is really pretty unbelievable. Again, you get the stand itself, you get the white scrim, you get the bag. There's a black cover available as well. And, if you do live events or even just a church setup, you want something that's versatile that you can use behind stages, in lobbies as decoration, and you want it to look good, come down pretty small, and just be a really awesome tool, I think these are worth checking out. There's an 8 foot and a 6 foot, as noted, LS8 and LS6, both great options. Check them out on our site. And as always, just add some stuff to your cart, request a quote from us. We'll put your package together and help you get your personalized price over at aboveavl.com. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.